Stevie, you do not agree with the measures that have been taken here?
I can't believe that. I really can't. I mean, you're talking about a guy who has taken MLS up another level by the mere fact that he plays in MLS around the globe. Before Messi, nobody could have cared less who played in MLS, quite frankly. And so, to suspend a guy who's done so much for your league, and do you think for 1 second that Inter Miami would have been in the Club World Cup if Messi wasn't playing for Inter Miami? Not a chance. So again, all Messi's done is raise the profile of MLS, and they've turned round and suspended him for a game. If I'm Messi and anybody into Miami, I am not lifting a finger to help MLS again. Forget it. I'm sorry. I think it's a joke. There's always a circumstance where you have to make an exception. And the fact that they haven't taken the opportunity and made an exception, I think is 100% wrong.
So it's a long-standing policy that would have happened to any other player. We know Lionel Messi isn't any other player. Can they come out and say because it's him?
No, they can't.
Played a lot.
No, they can't.
He's exempt.
Of course they can't.
No,
MLS changes. MLS changes rules every day of the week, or they would change them every day of the week to suit themselves. So the fact that they've gone ahead and done this is absolute nonsense.
If they change those rules apply to everybody else. And now listen, I am. I'll be honest. As far as this is concerned, I'm not here nor there. And I'll be honest. I don't think Lionel Messi cares. He cares just as much as me, to be honest. But here's the thing. From Don Garber's statement, and I agree, if this is a long-standing policy, then it has to apply to everybody else, including Lionel Messi. But here's the issue with it. And while that's all well and good, who does this really impact in terms of that one-game suspension? And the answer to that is, I don't know which game he's going to be suspended for. I'm not sure if that was announced. But if it's an away game, whoever that team is will see a significant, drop in expected attendance. That's who is going to impact. It doesn't bother Lionel Messi. It doesn't bother Jordi Alba. It doesn't bother Javier Mascherano. We are talking about an Inter Miami team that, while they're currently sitting 5th in the East, they have 3 games in hand on Cincinnati, who are top. They are 7 points behind Cincinnati, who are sitting on top. Inter Miami are going to make the playoffs. And again, here comes the issue with this system and the playoff system. Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba missing 1 game, certainly in this situation, is not going to impact whether Inter Miami makes the playoffs or not. Is not going to impact anything Inter Miami related, unless that home game is at home. But then you have season ticket holders. It only impacts whoever if it's an away game suspended for.
This decision is shocking. I watch Inter Miami games because of Lionel Messi, and of course also because of Suarez, Alba, Busquets, players with history, talent, and legacy. Other than that, I have no interest in the other MLS games. And that's why, when I saw this news, I was shocked. MLS has reached historic levels of viewership, international visibility, and sporting relevance thanks to Messi. Without him, let's be honest, the league remains just an attempt at entertainment disguised as competitive football. In fact, the United States might as well rename MLS the Lionel Messi American League, because today, when mentioning the league, it's impossible not to associate it directly with the name of the greatest player of all time. Messi made the right decision in refusing to participate in this circus disguised as an all-star game. And if he had to decide again, I believe he would make exactly the same choice. Let's face it, putting Messi, still active, with a very high level of competitiveness, to play alongside YouTubers like iShowSpeed is a huge joke. It is the embodiment of anti-professionalism. Messi is in the United States to play against professional athletes, not to entertain the audience alongside influencers who barely know how to position themselves on the field. When he was at PSG, the all-star who participated in Saudi Arabia involved professional teams. There was respect. Here, it turned into a cheap spectacle. It is outrageous to see MLS officials treating Messi as if he were just a marketing ploy. We are talking about the greatest player in football history, a genius who deserves respect, not this kind of humiliating exposure. Without Messi, MLS goes back to what it always was, a caricature of a league worthy of the nickname Mickey Mouse League. It was an affront not only to Messi's humility, but also to the history of those who accompany him. such as the former Barca players who surround him in Miami. They came to compete, not to become extras in an internet show alongside iShowSpeed. MLS needs to reevaluate its values before it loses what is still most valuable to it. MLS has stated that it will review its policies after this true embarrassment. But let's be honest, this review should happen immediately and not at the expense of punishing Messi and Alba. They did not disrespect the league. They simply refused to be part of a spectacle that in no way represents the professionalism these players carry in their careers. Just look at the global reaction on social media. Fans around the world have expressed outrage at a decision that borders on the absurd. Messi and Alba do not deserve to be penalized for choosing to preserve their sporting dignity. If MLS wants to be taken seriously, it needs to stop treating its biggest stars as cheap entertainment and start respecting the legacy they represent. Here are some reactions. I'm a Messi fan. I didn't even know a single MLS team before him. I used to follow the European leagues, and for me, MLS without Messi is nothing but a joke compared to European football. It may be a bitter truth, but the important thing is that it's still the truth. Trust me, as a Brit, I had never watched or even heard of MLS until Messi arrived. Now I follow it religiously. If Messi leaves, I'll stop watching too. So basically, he was suspended for not wanting to play with iShowSpeed? Imagine forcing the greatest player in the history of the sport to play a silly all-star game with someone like iShowSpeed, and then suspending him for refusing? Shameful. MLS wants Messi to act like a clown. He came to the US to win titles, not to promote the league on their terms. Fans want to see Messi competing in serious games, not in joke matches. An all-star game in the middle of the season is totally unnecessary. Yes, rules are rules, but in this case, this rule is totally ridiculous. Playing in the all-star game may be seen as an honor by many players, but that doesn't mean someone should be punished for refusing. What benefit does this punishment bring? Imagine if Messi decides to leave after this. MLS would waste all the publicity it gained from having a superstar. What a shame for MLS. They should be grateful to have Messi and Alba. No one would watch the league without them. Messi came to play real football, forcing him to participate in a spectacle with a YouTuber like Speed and suspending him for it. Complete hypocrisy. MLS sees the All-Star Game as an honor to showcase its league and its players. But when you force players to participate under threat of punishment, it contradicts the importance of the event. If it were really important, the players would participate of their own free will. Messi and Alba have played more than 90 minutes every 3-4 days for the past month. They are exhausted. Suspension for this reason is a horribly stupid decision. I wouldn't even watch the MLS if it wasn't for Messi. That's why the MLS is a joke. How can you force a player to play something he doesn't want to? He practically put the MLS on the map by himself. What hypocrisy! Ridiculous MLS leaders. They'll remain a third-rate league. We want to see Messi playing in matches worth points, not in exhibitions. I saw Messi at the training center today. I bet he already knew about the suspension. He was calm. I think he was right not to go to the All-Star game. But the MLS makes local fans pay the price because we won't see him in Alba tomorrow. One fan spoke about the sacrifice he makes to see Messi play. Shame on the MLS. They should be grateful to Messi for everything he's brought to the league. I live in a country 14 hours apart and I stay up just to watch Messi play in the MLS. Another said, "The only reason ESPN FC praised Messi today is because there were no Latinos on the panel. Usually, their coverage shows contempt for Messi, with biased questions and personal comments. It's sad how they manipulate the narrative. I thank the MLS for letting Messi rest. It's like suspending a student who no longer wants to be in school. That rule is just stupid. The All-Star Game is badly placed in the middle of the season. Why would anyone risk injury for that? Especially Messi, who carries the entire league's audience." This user asked a great question. It's an insult to take part in the All-Star Game. iShowSpeed? Since when is he a football star? Messi is not a clown. He deserves respect. Period. These are some of the reactions I've compiled from social media, but feel free to leave your opinion here in the comments.